I am Captain Spawn, and this is day 321 of Spawn Year. I am tired of taking this Drek seriously, tired of being fair and giving credit where it's due despite the overall low quality of storytelling and lack of cohesion. Like Al Simmons, I can't seem to fight my own nature. I wish I were someone else, someone capable of simply ignoring the rare nuggets of inspiration and the flashes of fascinating, concentrating on lampooning the insane and unbearable, and simply coasting by on mean-spirited, below-the-belt jabs and exaggerating the terrible to cover up the halfway decent. But when I get a comic as well written and thoughtful as the majority of yesterday's issue, I find it impossible not to feel a sharp swell of hope inside my Mountain Dew pumping heart, even this far into the series. I still can't help myself. I'm not pessimistic by nature. I joke about what doesn't work to keep myself going, but I still, for some unearthly reason, want so badly for Spawn to finally fulfill the wonderful potential of the concept and become something outstanding. I don't want to do this anymore, because this issue reminded me how utterly unhealthy this book has been for me. It's like drinking battery acid. It's the comic book methamphetamine. It's the intellectual equivalent of bathing in thumbtacks. And I don't want to write those cheap insults that I'm sure would deeply hurt the feelings of all involved. But I must admit how 321 days of it has made me feel because my feelings are hurt. I want so badly to love this book and this character as much as I have cherished much of its artwork, to appreciate it as the serious literary work it so often has asked me to. And I can't help it, because God help me, that is who I am. But it doesn't deserve it. And the joke is, I have been forced for nearly a year to make my existence about just that. A joke. This issue reads like Hine and McFarlane, and yeah, McFarlane's name is back in the story credit, can't remotely keep up with all their copious addendums to Al's backstory like an unwinding spool of lies. See if you can follow this synopsis. Last issue, Al got bitten by a vampire, which here sends him into yet another trippy, surreal hallucination in which his costume tells him he doesn't matter, that it has been calling the shots, and that Wanda is to blame for everything that's happened to him because she lied about his not being able to give her children and wouldn't carry his child on purpose. Meanwhile, Cyan, now way more grown up than she looked when last we saw her only months ago before Armageddon, is getting really freaky premonitions that something bad is happening to Spawn, and at the end, that he's going to kill her mom, which it seems is precisely what he plans to do. And that's pretty much the issue. It's not real dense and mostly about the spooky imagery, which yes, is weird and dramatic and scary and all that, but it makes zero sense that Al buys into it, or, as far as I can tell, how it happens. It seems like Maman, judging from the lack of opacity in his face in one panel, is pretending to be the costume to dupe Spawn into killing Wanda. Okay, A, why did a vampire bite allow him to do that? B, why couldn't he do that anyway? C, what are the rules? Any of them? D, why didn't Maman try to convince Spawn to do that rather than kill himself in the first place, since I'm sure he figures killing her will lead Spawn to off himself? And E, Al caused Wanda's miscarriage and has been berating himself for being the worst sort of scum since the apocalypse over it. It doesn't matter what the source is, Spawn would know the costume or Maman or whatever is lying because nothing it's talking about with Wanda happened. And I don't know if anything the costume says about itself is true, because I don't know if it's just Maman or really what is happening, but if it wanted Spawn to act like a god when he, well, was a god and can just take over whenever it wanted to, why didn't it? I can't say it's not still a great book to look at, or that it isn't more exciting than it was 20 issues ago, but I feel like I'm hitting myself with a brick every day and I'm losing my patience. When I get home, I am praying I still have any stomach left for reviewing. Signed, Captain Spawn.